We have Column. Says, hi, Mehran, 27 years old from England. Says, my brain feels so foggy and I feel on edge and unable to relax whenever the intrusive thoughts appear. It's scaring me and it's making me terrified. You know, Column, because despite of all the hours and hundreds of hours and the videos that have expressed my research on it, you haven't focused, or obviously you're not necessarily focusing and remembering the main point in recovering from OCD and OCD subsets such as HOCD and whatnot. And that is that when you say, whenever the intrusive thoughts appear, it's scaring me, is because you don't make me terrified, is because you don't remember or focus on the fact that it's the brain's thoughts. It's not you. It's like you're watching a movie and you're telling me, oh, that movie, that scene scares the shit out of me. Yeah. But as soon as you remember that it's a movie, you're not in it, it's a story, it's a movie, it's not you. You're just subject to the screen. You're seeing what's on the screen, but it's not you. Somebody else made it. It's not you. Did I say it's not you? Because you got to focus on that part. It's not you. It's the brain's thought. And you are separate from the brain. Brain is not you. You are not the brain. It's a separate system. You, as a species, lived millions of years before this brain was added to you as something that existed long before this brain was given to you. Only 40,000 years ago, this brain, the ability to think and speak, was given to you. Where were you before then? You survived, you existed perfectly well, without any hitch. Why? Because there was no ability to think or speak. Words had no meanings and thinking was not there. So there was no intrusion of any kind, because the intrusions and all that is not you, is the brain's making. And before we had this brain, we had no problem. We had no OCD, because these are all thought-based. Yeah? We had no OCD. We had no HOCD. We had none of these, because these are all malfunction of the signaling system of the brain, overactiveness of the amygdala, and the interference of the neurotransmitters or whatever it causes it in the function of the components of the brain, specifically in basal ganglia, in the striatum, where reward center, goal finding center, and habit center are all on top of each other. And when caudate nucleus malfunctions, which its function is automatically to shut down the intrusive thoughts, when it malfunctions and it doesn't shut down the intrusive thoughts, because everybody has intrusive thoughts, brain is making intrusive thoughts, all kinds of thoughts, 80, 90,000 thoughts a day, every day for everybody on this earth. But caudate nucleus is supposed to shut it down when it recognizes this is intrusive thought, not in line with your values as you keep sacred certain principles and values. It shuts it down. When it doesn't shut it down, when it's malfunctioning, the intrusive thought hovers and lingers. And when it lingers, you forget that this is the brain's malfunction. You think because it lingers, it must mean something. And because the brain is powerful and can make through thoughts and suggestions body to react, that's its job. It's very powerful. And the reaction of the body that is induced by the brain because of these thoughts, it becomes an evidence to you that it must be right. But it's got nothing to do with it being correct or truth or fact or right. It just has to do with the power of the brain that can influence the body to react based on a certain suggestion and thoughts that it can, and it has the power to do so. When you remember all these, when you remember that you're not the brain and brain is not you, and these intrusive thoughts are brains manufacturing product, then you will not be terrified. You will not be scared because you can always live and move through life by your choices and vetoes, as brain's thoughts on its own cannot make you do anything, can suggest to you, can force on it, can make you believe it's you, but in reality, it is only you that can make and allow any kind of these thoughts or suggestions of the brain can ever see the light of day and become an actuality, become an action in the real actual life, or your lack of attention to it and knowing what it is, letting it just die by the wayside by not paying any attention to it or knowing what it is. So you're above the brain. There are aspects of mind in you, according to all the experience of the brilliant neuroscientists and neurosurgeons, Dr. Sperry, Dr. Penfield, Dr. Owen, Dr. Leibet. There are aspects of the mind in you that the brain cannot even reach. And in the time of you vetoing something, all the experiments through the magnetic probing while they're doing the experiments on the brain showed that the brain is not even involved. When you make the decision to veto something, brain is oblivious. So brain is below you. You trump brain. It cannot reach you. It cannot make you do things. You're the ultimate decision maker. You judge brain's secretions. You judge brain's suggestions. You judge brain's thoughts. Yeah, not the other way around. It can make thoughts. It can influence the body. It's very powerful. But you ultimately are the only one in this entity that can make choices and vetoes on any suggestions, whether it's a brain or somebody out in the street. Same thing. Same thing. So, hope that will help you out.